What is up, guys? Welcome back, SDFC bros. Not only is it hot weather outside,
Yeah.
Carlos, but SDFC is hot right now too, huh?
Yeah, they're on fire,
They're
man.
on fire, clinching playoffs, earliest team to ever do it, first team this season to do it, but the first ever expansion team to do it this quickly as well. So lots to talk about. Going to talk about the Portland game and what happened in that match as well. But overall, how have you just been this weekend? Solid game, everything?
Yeah, I mean, solid game. It was a fun little Saturday. But other than that, just back to reality life.
Definitely, yeah.
But
People are starting school again,
yeah,
so everyone's getting back into the grind.
the summer is going down,
Yeah,
and
unfortunately.
we're getting into those winter months where it's a
Yeah,
little depressing out here in San
definitely.
Diego.
So, but we're gonna make the most of it. But let's talk about some football in it.
Right.
So in this match, standard formation in this one, but the new signing Corey Bayard gets his first start, and we got some unanswered questions answered by him, and we saw him start, and he actually impressed a lot, right? With his short cameo, he did unfortunately get injured, which don't know the extent of the injury. It feels like all these guys are just dropping
Literally
like
insane.
flies, but Corey Bayard gets the start. What kind of impressed you the most about him?
Yeah, I think he's just really quick, like we were saying. I think he kind of understands how we play, and like we were saying, he kind of drops a little bit lower. But overall, I think it was good to see. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the rest of him and how much he could have impacted. But
Yeah.
I think he played his role, allowing Chucky and Dreyer to really be the pinnacles
Right.
of the attack, and just amazing little cheeky little pass that he
Yeah.
had. But again, he's quick and he could be a great addition. But
Yeah,
we're-
it's at this point, it's like we don't really know. But yeah, I do 100% agree. Like his play with his back to goal and his ability to kind of drop deep a little bit, maybe kind of add something in the midfield or even like defending. We saw him, shout out to SDFC, they actually hooked us up with the tickets that you guys see in the vlog. But it was actually kind of nice how close we were to kind of see the style of play more in depth, I guess you could
Right.
say. That's kind of the best way I could put it. And I mean, I think he was kind of at the epicenter of a lot of the things that SDFC had positive in the first half, because that first half, we were firing on all cylinders. And I mean, look, 2 offside goals unanswered. That was pretty decent. So not much went on in the game just because it was 0-0. But SDFC had a lot of chances created, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because we just weren't clinical enough.
Exactly.
And that's the only thing. Does this kind of concern you, especially going into playoffs? I know we have a couple games to kind of buffer to kind of, smooth out the rough edges, but
Well,
what are you thinking?
no. I think one of the biggest things is just like we really need a number 9, regardless. I think our biggest argument in the beginning of the season was we need a number 9 who can score goals. But I think throughout the season, with the lackluster of number 9s, we've shown that we can score regardless, and keep winning regardless of a number 9, number 9 that scores.
Right.
So at this point, it sucks because I think we had the ability to keep scoring goals, but you just saw our performance completely drop when we lacked that number 9 position. Interesting enough, it doesn't seem like Mikey Vares trusts in Tomas Angal anymore either,
Yeah.
because we lose Briard and he doesn't ask to replace him with Tomas Angal.
Yeah.
We go in for David Vasquez, which again,
Right.
I just think for a game like this, he's just too young
I
to be
agree.
thrown into that deep end, and we did not have like a way of scoring, and
Right.
it Dreyer gets taken out of his position to be a center forward, and obviously it's just not working out for him. And Chucky doesn't play the best ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like coming back from
Right.
injury.
Right.
So again, it's just I think what happens is just like removing that number 9 clearly just shows that one I don't think we're gonna lose, but it just takes away our goal scoring opportunities.
Right.
And somebody like I can't pronounce the name
Bayard.
Bayard. Somebody like Bayard, well, maybe doesn't do much or isn't going to score a lot for us. It's still just some extra person on number 9 who will take away from the opponent's defense.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, you make a good point where it's like when you put Dreyer in that center forward, we've seen it work maybe once or twice
Right.
very effectively. But now I think it's just so much so that Dreyer is just so comfortable on that right-hand side. And I
Right.
hear it from a left-footed player as well, because when I'm in a position where I'm comfortable at, I always want to stay there. And especially on that right-hand side, how many times have we played pickup game? I'm right winger.
Exactly, yeah.
It's because it's like playing out of position. It's very tough, and especially for I think I've said this before. I think a left-footed player's left foot is stronger than a right-footed player's right foot.
Right.
Right. So it's like I feel like when you have that comfortability with your strong foot, kind of playing with both kind of seems a little bit difficult. So I kind of see it from a more personal kind of experience with
Exactly.
Dreyer, but regardless of the fact is, it's like, yeah, Bayard kind of gave us like that breath of fresh air to kind of see a number 9 with his ability, right, to link up play, play with his back to goal and everything like that. And he definitely, I think, got the best out of guys like Dreyer. We scored the offside goal. Chucky and Dreyer scored both of those
Right.
offside goals. So it's like that kind of just shows you that the importance of having a number 9. But this was, I think, also a night of new signings as well, because not only did we see Bayard get his first start, but we also saw Leo Duru come in at right back, but we also got to see Pellegrino come in as well. And this was somebody that was introduced in the game that I didn't really think was going to make that big of an impact.
Right.
But you saw it right away. He was linking up play. He was already having shots on goal. And it really looked like towards that tail end of the game, SDFC was going to get something out of it. And that one penalty, right, that got disallowed, it was because of his shot, right?
Exactly.
The referee thought it was a handball. So what did you think about Pellegrino's introduction in this game?
Yeah, well, honestly, we were introduced to him before everybody else was
There you
because
go.
we were walking by the stadium and we saw him. I can't tell you how many times we screamed
No,
at the
you
players.
screamed at the top of your lungs.
Well, I know, but I can't tell you how many times I screamed at the actual players and they haven't said anything. And this time I screamed his name,
There you
and
go.
he looked and he
Yeah.
actually said hi.
Yeah.
So shout out if you're
Big
watching
up
us.
Pellegrino.
Yes, well, if you're watching. I wish you got it on video, but regardless
Yeah.
of that, seeing him in just was super exciting. Actually, he just seems like was even when he was training, just like super excited and ready to jump in. I think what this team allows is sometimes like those second player, since we don't have a solid 9 or anything
Right.
like that, it allows these new coming strikers or any new like older to just kind of like reinvent themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe sometimes they're thrown into a new team because they've been here for so long, like Brett or Pellegrino. You know, oh, you're a second option. It's not coming to SDSC. Could be the first option.
Yeah.
Because we don't have it, and so I think it excites them a little bit
Right.
to just let me get my second wind of life at a club. You know, and it's kind of hard when you to break into that when you have a team like. I think he came from San Jose or Philadelphia, who are like either getting really good player strikers or they're always going to be a second time. With us, who knows? And I think
Right.
that they can add a little bit of spice to the conversation. And coming in, he just looks super excited and motivated to play. So who knows? I mean, we don't have a top 9 striker. I'm sure he was happy that
Bayard
Bayard got
hurt,
injured.
right.
But and then Vartan. So who knows what we're going into? Regardless. It's a little sad because I think we all had hope for Tomas Sangal, but it seems like
Yeah.
it's just not going to work out in our team.
Yeah.
He's signed with us indefinitely,
Yeah,
but
we definitely have him.
so either regardless, it's something that he needs to work on with the trainers in this off season, or these players are going to take a spot. But who knows? I think we have a good solution for the rest of the season with either 3 strikers that we have at this point.
Yeah.
And again, I think the team just strives without a goal scoring striker, and whoever's in there is gonna just add a great addition to the team. Hopefully, it's Pellegrino because he really looked like he shined.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think what I noticed about Pellegrino was he was always running off of the shoulder of the last defender. And you saw how many times did FDC score an offside goal? Twice. I think that's because Dreyer was playing off of the shoulder of the last defender as well. So I think you saw that with Pellegrino, especially in the last, I think, 20 minutes that he was in. But you saw how big of an impact that last 20 minutes was, where he got that penalty, however you see it, right? I think that was a big turning tail in the game, depending on, if the call goes our way or not. But you see how big of an impact he makes. He's also huge. He's massive. So it's like he was probably going to, win a header or two, if we did get those corners and chances in the box, which this referee, by the way, was absolutely terrible. I feel like there were so many calls that went against SDFC that literally, like the one that kind of just comes to my mind is that shoulder to shoulder with Chucky, that shoulder to shoulder when it was clearly like a push to the back.
100%.
So this referee was just awful. But regardless, Pellegrino came in, he made that impact. And also someone that I was really impressed with was Leo Duru. This guy is rapid. He is quick. He does give shades of Willie a little bit, just because you have like that pacey offensive fullback, right? That's willing to make those those runs, overlapping runs, right? And you saw that a couple times when David Vasquez was on that right hand side. So for me, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I know you love Negri and everything like that, but I think Duru is gonna be a lot more complementary to this defense in transition to attack, just
100%.
because of his pace and kind of just what he gives you, in that defensive transition as well, that recovery speed
Right.
to get back. And I feel like personally, I just don't think Negri has that. I think if you maybe want to play a more like defensive counterattack style, Negri's your guy. But if you kind of want to like be a little bit more offensive,
Right.
you go with the Leo Duru. What did anything stand out for Duru for you or no?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, he's quick, like you said, and I
Right.
think he definitely could be an addition to our right back solution. I like him. I just think I need to see a couple more games with him in here
Right.
because he just looked a little. I don't want to say a fish out of water because he definitely
Right.
wasn't.
Right.
But it looked like he needed to get his like pacing
First
a little
game
bit.
as well.
First game, yeah.
Right.
So interesting. I think we keep him as a sub for a little bit for a
Certainly.
while right now, but and keep that position to Negri or Bambino. I mean, Bambino was killing it on
Yeah,
the
Bambino at
on the
right back. He does a job.
He wasn't bad, so it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
we can't do that. But we'll see how it goes. I think defensively though, we found our formation,
Oh, for
and
sure.
I think it's just really hard for teams to score against us at this moment in time.
100%.
So we kind of clinched that. I think, but I think it comes to the conversation if Duro comes in, like who is it going to be, Verhoeven, Negri, or
Right. I think for me,
does Verhoeven not see time? Does Negri not see time? What is it?
yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, what's kind of crazy what I'm about to say, I think you just stay Negri at left back and then you just keep playing Bambino at right back because I just think that's the more solid solution. And speaking of our defense, bro, Manu Dua.
Yeah,
This
no,
I
it's
think
cooking.
this was his best game,
Yeah,
despite the
no.
result. But I think this was his best game in a San Diego shirt. He was confident that game. Like the amount of step overs he was doing, it was that one. He like body feint like left and right, and then he just sent the Portland attacker, for a hot dog.
Exactly.
And yeah, this was by far Dua's best game for me, and I think he's just been so influential since his introduction in the starting team, right?
Right.
And I just think of that game versus Vancouver, right? Even though Iloski took the headlines and everything like that, that was Dua's first start. You throw him in the deep end against, at the time, a top of the table Vancouver in a match that could see SDFC in the pole position for the West. Dua was in that game, and since then, I don't think he's looked back, and he
Right.
hasn't missed a step either.
No, and I think what complements us very well is McVay.
Yeah.
I think they complement each other like
Love
literally
McVay.
like amazing because Dua can does feel so confident in going up, which is weird as a center back. Most center
Right.
backs stay, but he has the ability to go up, and because he trusts in McVay, and honestly McVay can hold it down.
Yeah.
Dua has the ability to do that and just add an extra to our attack,
Right,
which is
right.
insane, to say because like we do have such an attacking team, but like regardless, it just allows an extra play, and I think just Dua and McVay connection is just amazing, and then having I think our defense is just like
Yeah, it's gotten to the point now where like I trust them now, and this is the point in the season where I was hoping and praying that this would kind of get to, because right earlier you can look at all the receipts how I've been saying we leak goals out the back, this, that, and the third, and everything like that. I was very critical about this defense, but now you're starting to see the chemistry be there. You're starting to see the trust in there as well, because I think part of the reason why you're seeing this SDFC defense a lot more tight-knit and compact is because these players are starting to learn more and more about each other game in and
I
game
mean,
out.
realistically, and I don't want to say it, but they
Go
kind of
ahead.
threw all the old head out the window.
Yeah.
And I think like maybe the youngers were already close knit.
Certainly.
And they kind of just threw the
Yeah.
it was on. They did it on purpose, but it was a forced. You know what I'm saying? And realistically, me Bombino is going to be a lot closer to McVay than a Patty McNair.
Sure.
And then Turskov and Willie were a little
Yeah.
bit older. They're gone now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
Yepe's still in the midfield.
Not Yepe. Sorry. What was the name? The other one. The other right back.
Verhoeven?
No, the blonde hair.
Oh, Harangi.
No, the other one.
Lawfulson.
Lawfulson, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay,
Lawfulson,
fairs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Lawfulson.
fairs.
Like it just kind of worked. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And they kind of threw everybody
Sure.
into the mix. And so these younger players now have this opportunity to really work together and show out. And I think it just became a super solidified team and just a lot more trust. But I think our right back solution is
It's a
more,
bit dodgy.
it's a little dodgy, but I think we have it. It's just a
Yeah.
little. It's a little unfortunate. Verhoeven was beautiful
Yeah.
there. I think Harangi was doing a great job
Yeah.
as well. Duro is going to come in and just be a great sub for us
Sure.
ultimately. But we've kind of taken the old heads out of it
Sure.
and just gotten a really fresh young back line that I think is different for the league as well too. It's a really confident young back line.
Yeah,
So.
and on top of that, clean sheet as well. But I just wanted to add, I feel like this back line kind of is reminiscent, and it plays very similarly to Juventus of 2016-17. They had Alexandro, Chiellini, Bonucci, Dani Alves, and of course you got Buffon in the back. I feel like Bambino at the right, even though it's a little bit unorthodox for him, he kind of plays that role where he's just constantly, no pun intended, bombing up and down the right-hand side. And then you have Negri, who's playing that left back spot, is reminiscent of like a Alexandro, who is a strong defensive fullback, but he also has that ability to play, good balls, up and down those channels. And then, I mean, look, Bonucci for me was one of the best ball playing center backs in world football at the time. And then Chiellini, no introduction needs to be made about him. And I feel like having that chemistry between Dua and McVeigh is very similar to what Chiellini and Bonucci had. So that was just kind of what I was thinking, especially rewatching the game as well. So that's what I was thinking. But the main talk of this video is us making playoffs. This was one of those things where I remember early on in our match prediction, or in our season predictions, we were saying that if SDFC can get a wild card spot, we would be happy. And now,
I think Russell's the one who asked us that too, right?
Yeah, Russell. Russell, MLS Now podcast. Make sure y'all check him out on Spotify. But not only we were the first team to do it in MLS this season. We were the fastest expansion side to ever do it in MLS history. So really, really well done for these guys. And they've set the bar very, very high. So for them to keep going, and then, you see all these videos that SDFC is posting, how you see the hunger and the belief that this team has in themselves, right? Mikey Varas has, constantly voiced this out, and they have the belief to win some silverware this season. What are you kind of thinking, just kind of the build-up? And then Mikey Varas asked the question, what now?
No, I mean, honestly, like, at the end of the day, like, it's just amazing. It's crazy to say, like, we've clinched playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think it's a little weird to grasp sometimes because we're so focused on, like, we're winning. We know that. But realistically, like, we are an expansion team. Like, this is generational. You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing run from a San Diego team, a brand new team, our team to say the least. So we should just like tip our hats every day and be grateful for this opportunity because it is an amazing thing that we have been able to clinch the playoffs, and we're the first team to do it in the league, which is amazing. Even when there was like a slow start, it's just a really amazing moment. I think as San Diegans, we should like sit in that moment a little bit for a little bit before just like diving into our next objective. But clearly, it's important for this team to. This is not enough, which is amazing and great. I think a lot of talk in the beginning, Mikey Varas this, Mikey Varas that. But what Mikey Varas brings is hunger. And we've talked to him so many times, and you could see it from the very beginning. Hunger, hunger, hunger. He was never in an interview telling us, oh, well, I don't know, or this or that. He goes, I'll tell you this. Whenever, and I still remember the first interview when we had for him about, what about LA Galaxy?
Chrome ball.
Yeah. What about LA Galaxy? And he goes, look, I don't know the result, but I will tell you that our team is going to show up with the most amount of hunger and the most dedication to win. That is all you can ask from this coach. And for him to be so sure that his team and what he instills in his values is to fight till the very end is the most important part. And that's why we are in playoff contention. Not only that, but like he says, the way that he sees the town and the city rile around this team is you can see it. This team, the city is hungry to win as well too, and you can hear it from the moment that the Frontera is screaming. Literally,
like right as soon as that whistle blows, boom, they're already singing.
Right, from the moment that they're singing to the crowd and I heard this again. There was somebody from the Frontera, like a representative, talking. What does San Diego have to bring you, or what do you feel in San Diego? All you have to do is talk about the beginning of the game, the S D F. That is just like everybody is saying we are with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all in different seats. We're all in different places. Frontera's holding it down. But not only do you have Frontera, you have the whole stadium is saying it. And we're all behind our boys. And I mean, if I was a player, man, that would make me cry a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy crap. Like, how much can you ask that from a team, from a city, let alone? And it's just, we are the reason. It's the team, the boys, and us at the same time that we've made it to this far.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of those where it's like you kind of just look at the whole season, and right, you mentioned that tough period, which was April, where we I think only got one win out of I think 6 games, and it was looking a little tough, right? It was like what 3 losses in a row. We had like a draw here and there, but it was a tough month in April, and I think that was kind of the big turning point in the season because then it was the month of May where we had I think 9 games that month. So games were coming thick and fast. We had to get over that slump really quick. And I think in the month of May, we got, I think, like 21 out of 24 points or something like that, which is insane. Or I think it was 18 out of 21 points, something like that.
Right.
But regardless of the fact is, it's like those were moments that define a season. And on top of that, we always mention the month of June with Vancouver and the Minnesota game.
The win against LA Galaxy.
Win versus Galaxy. Those are moments that really define a season. And right, I feel like in our personal friend group are like, oh, they get lucky and they're going to ride this luck and, it's not going to last long. But it's like, I feel like those conversations come up week in and week out, but this team constantly just surprises us every single week.
Right. And I know it's like, just speaking, like one of my conversations, like how is this team going to play in playoffs? Which is scary. You know what I'm saying?
So, so go ahead.
Yeah, so it's scary because like honestly, like MLS is a different beast, and maybe, at the end of the day, like we are first in place, but like these teams aren't pushovers. You know what I'm saying? Like Philadelphia is making a run, you know what I'm saying, as well too. So it's a little scary, and like I said, like growing up watching Liga MX, you can see anything change. And so maybe these other teams are just so used to we at least have to get into ninth. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But like really the only thing that scares me is going into playoffs is just how this will, like all these teams' mentality is going to shift completely. And that's something that we're not used to and we're not going to be used to. I think we have the ability to do that, but who knows after that first game.
Yeah.
And honestly, for me, personally, I'd like to be in the round one situation where we're playing those 3 games or trying to get into the
like the qualifiers.
Into the next qualifiers, because I feel like we have 3 of those games. You know what I'm saying? We would have a home and away and a home again. But if we go straight into the qualifiers, that's a win or lose game. Like that's it. That's it. You're done.
Win
quick.
Or go home.
Win or go home. You know what I'm saying? And is San Diego ready for that win or lose mentality? Because we have not been put in that situation.
Like you're thinking the one game, like win or go home. So you're saying that we might fold under the pressure just because we haven't experienced that.
And also these other MLS teams have experienced that. They understand that. They are more like, and like there's no other MLS player on our team, right? Has any?
I mean, other than Godoy, Dos Santos, McVeigh.
Right, but
so
like
we got a good couple.
But that pressure's hard. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. I mean, McVeigh won Leagues Cup with Messi in
No,
Inter
and
Miami.
so did Dos Santos.
And Dos Santos did as well. So it's like maybe, they can kind of shed some, light on kind of that sort of thing. But I mean, look, I feel like we have guys that have played in tough competitions. We've had Chucky Lozano playing knockout rounds of the World Cup. And for Napoli, I know that last stretch of the season when they won the league title, that was one of those games where they had to really lock in, especially against those lower table Serie A sides where, they're fighting for relegation. So, and then on top of that, Dreyer and then Jeppe and Ingvartsen have all played Champions League, Europa League, or Conference League football at some point. So I feel like we have that experience in kind of cup knockout round. I think it's just kind of coming to a concern where it's like how our young roster, how are the younger guys going to kind of cope with that? Like a Bombino who's never really played in a cup knockout competition where it's a winner go home, or a Manu Dua who's only played at a collegiate level, right? So it's like those are kind of, thoughts to kind of give, but I'm more than confident that we have the right group to kind of surround the young guys with. So I think
I agree with you a lot, and I think it's an interesting conversation to have, because I mean we still have a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? There's still a lot of games left, but like going into it, would you just rather just jump into it and be straight in that quarterfinal, or?
That is a bit nerve-wracking just because it's like, you're jumping into the deep end. It's a win or go home right off the bat. So I think that is one of the things.
With a long stretch of break.
With a long stretch of break as well. So I think it's like what we play LAFC. Actually, I don't quite know the schedule, but yes, we do have like that kind of long break. But that is kind of like nerve-wracking how it is a win or go home. I'm going to be real. I'm a lot less concerned about the West. I'm more concerned about the East.
Which we have not played either.
The East have just juggernauts. I think the top 5 teams in the East absolutely wipe the floor with the top 5 of the West,
Right.
in my opinion. Like, I just think you look at the Cincinnatis, you look at Orlando, who's having a good season. Even though Columbus kind of aren't in that conversation, they have the best coach in
Philadelphia
MLS.
now, who just
Philadelphia
4-0 against
Eloski.
Chicago.
Oh yeah, so it's like you're just looking at the East. That's the only thing I'm concerned of, and of course, we only play the East in the final if we get there, inshallah.
Is that really how? I don't think that's how it works.
I'm pretty sure.
No. You throw them all in. Everybody gets thrown in.
You sure?
Yes. Okay.
After a quick, what's it called?
Review.
After a quick VAR review.
MLS playoffs are dumb as hell.
MLS playoffs, they're a little complicated, but to just tell the guys at home, so it's round 1 is a best of 3 series. So
And everybody's in that.
and everybody's in it from first place to the wild card seed, which is the 8th and 9th place team. So whichever team wins in that game, they'll be in the top 7. So the format would be where the higher seed hosts match 1 and 3. So in that case, that would be us. We would have
if we
2
are
home
in first
games.
place, though.
If we are in first place, but we're gonna play the higher seed,
Right.
or the lower seed, excuse me. So we would have 2 home games. No ties are allowed. Goes straight into penalties, and then the team that wins or the first team that wins 2 matches goes to the conference semis. So then from there, it's a single game elimination, and then to the final.
Yeah, so never mind.
So yeah, so it's a bit complicated.
Oh, and you don't play East teams.
You don't play an Eastern team until the conference final,
which is insane because that
which
doesn't.
is a bit nervy for me, just because.
Well, just interesting as well too, because like, why would you not throw East and West together and just do a whole whatever?
I mean, that's like how it is in basketball and hockey and baseball and all that.
Then that's
So
dumb,
that's just American sports.
That's American sports.
That's American
Regardless,
sports.
that is what it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Supporter Shield though. So is there anything? Is there anything for winning your conference then in the bracket?
I don't know. Not really sure.
That's interesting.
But because I think you are crowned like Western Conference champions in the semifinals
Right.
of the MLS Cup, if that makes sense.
But then you're also crowned Western. You're also crowned the
Supporter
best in the
Shield.
West if you win.
Oh, right. If you're just top of the team.
Yeah, so there's
I don't know. Very,
multiple
very
winners.
weird.
We got a lot of participation
Yeah, very
trophies
weird,
in
but-
MLS, right?
Regardless, if we are top of the table and we do all that, then I think that'll just benefit us.
Okay, so then never mind. Scratch the round 1 thing. I thought
Yeah.
I genuinely thought we just straight go into quarterfinals.
No, that'd be crazy.
But that's interesting. Regardless, question I asked you at the very end of the game last week. What does San Diego FC do now? We've clinched playoffs.
Yeah, what do we do now? I think at this point it's kind of just smoothing out the rough edges at this point, right? Really kind of trying to lock down these strikers and these attackers to be on the same page, to be as clinical as possible, and for us to really be sharp in that first knockout game, or in those first 3 games that we play. So whoever it is, which it'll probably be the lowest seed that we play, but regardless, it's like, we've shown that, these lower teams, right? Toronto gave us a hard time. Even Austin at certain times, right? They beat us earlier in the season.
Right.
So.
I meant closer. Sorry, my bad. What do we do for the rest of the season?
Oh, the rest of the season. I mean, like, look, again, I think it's
do
just.
Do we win? Do we take it seriously?
I think you take it serious because you want to get the highest possible seed you can. And I think, you just work on all the things that, we need improving on, just to get these guys sharp for playoffs and ready to go. I think the mentality's there. I just think the quality of football, right? It's shown that it could be a really high level, but...
this goes all the way till December?
This goes to December. Flipping out. Damn.
Is it crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yep. So
I thought it ended in like October or something.
No,
like
October. I think the end of October is our last game, and then I think it's a week, 2 weeks break. Then it's the round 1 tournament. Then I think November. I think it ends in December.
Damn. All right then. Well, we got lots more to talk about then.
Either December or November, one of those.
Yeah.
Two.
So let's quickly preview our next game and then we'll get out of here. LAFC needs no introduction. Their last 3 games, 2 draws versus Dallas, who sits in 11th place, and then Chicago, who sits in 10th place. And then their win was against New England, who is in 11th place in the East. So all three of those games, Sun was in. So does that kind of shift the needle or not? Do you think he'll pull up?
Yeah, he's pulling up. I think, oh man, why can't he pull up here? That would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Got to see Sun play, but regardless, we'll see him next season.
We'll see him next season.
But regardless, I think Sun just brings. I think just having Sun on your team brings just a different dynamic. After seeing the game against San Jose, we beat LAFC. I don't think LAFC attacks us as much as San Jose was attacking us. And if we were able to lock up San Jose, we lock up LAFC. And as long as we can score one goal, we're in. So it's either a tie or a win. But I think I'm not worried about this. Sun, bring your best, but you're about to meet the best team in the United States.
Yeah, I think we have to, remember that it's like SDFC is first place for a reason, right? All these, it's always like that conversation. Oh, SDFC hasn't been tested. We beat Nashville. We beat Galaxy. All these tests that kind of come in front of us, we deal with well. And I mean, look, I think LAFC, they're no pushover. They're a very offensive style team. They got a lot of, weapons on them with Bouanga, and then obviously, Sun needs no introduction, but I think if we can really get past this defense and really have a lot of quality going forward, that's how I think we're going to beat this game. But I mean, look, judging by these last couple of games offensively by SDFC, it's kind of a gamble at this point. So it's like you never really know what SDFC you're going to get. I think I would have loved to see a Bayard in this game because I feel like maybe he would have really gave us a lot of answered questions just to kind of, let us know a little bit more about the attack. But I think in this one, you kind of roll the dice in this one, get lucky, but also need to play a strong defensive game as well.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But plus, Sun's going to be playing his hardest because he's going to, what's it called? I don't know if you know, he's trying out for the U.S. National men's team.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. He might be playing for us actually.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you heard from that reporter.
Yeah, that one reporter for the World Cup.
Yeah, for the World Cup, right? He's preparing for the World Cup with USA, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So he's gonna be trying his hardest, obviously.
You're right. Oh no, they were screwed then. Damn it. But yeah, no. Cloud of a reporter, bro.
Yeah, cloud of a
reporter, bro.
No, but regardless, at the end of the day, Son is gonna be trying his hardest.
Sure.
Although I won't feel bad because Son is used to losing a lot with Tottenham. So what's gonna be a difference when he loses to San Diego City?
Facts. Yeah, and I mean, look, if we can do the double against LA this season against both LA teams, that'll really put the cherry on the cake. But yeah, let's do a little score prediction, maybe.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
1-0.
1-0 SD.
Yeah.
I agree. I was gonna say the exact same thing. I think a little drier would be pretty nice. But yeah, or actually no. I'll go with the Chris McVeigh header.
Oh, that's insane.
I'll go with the Chris McVeigh header.
I'm going Pellegrini golazo. Pellegrino golazo.
Oh, damn.
Or Bambino bicycle kick, corner kick, bicycle kick against his former team.
I would probably just take off all my clothes.
Does he celebrate or no?
Yeah.
If Bambino scored, does he celebrate?
He's got to celebrate. They did him dirty, Bambino. All the Bambinos, if you're watching this, and I know you are, Bambino, you gotta celebrate, bro.
You gotta celebrate.
Have a something like under here something.
What if he scores and he goes?
Oh, he kisses the badge. That'd be crazy in front of LA against the what is it called? The 32.
Oh, the scenes.
Yeah, that'd be crazy scenes in front of Will Ferrell.
In front of all the celebrities that they have.
But
all of a sudden, the celebrities all of a sudden switch to LAFC too once they're doing better, not LA Galaxy.
But yeah, so let us know what you guys think in the comment section below about SDFC in the playoffs. What do you guys think about this Portland game, us clinching that spot in this game? All we needed was a draw minimum, and then versus LAFC next week. Carlos, you got anything else to add, my friend?
Yeah, drop your score predictions in the comments as well, too. Two things before we leave. At the end of the day, we clinch playoffs. It's the most amazing thing. I think just one thing, actually. But at the end of the day, we clinch playoffs. It's the greatest thing ever. Us as San Diegans should be proud. I know we've reached this point with the Padres and everything like that, but we still need your support just as much and to keep going. If you're a Padre fan, if you're a hockey fan, if you're a fan of San Diego, just come out and support, man. At the end of the day, this is amazing. And I think one of the biggest things that I saw last night, on Saturday night, and something that just made me so happy and made me truly believe in this team, in these fans and everything, is we tied against Portland and it felt like a loss to the city. Portland fans were out there screaming and hollering and having the time of their life off of a tie. But if you know anything about being a San Diegan, is we don't like ties. We don't like anything. We only want to win. So, just keep your head up. It was a tie, but like just the mentality that we have here in San Diego is win, 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 win. And we're going to get those wins.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on socials. Link in the description below. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Ciao ragazzi.